We pulled into our site in McKinney Falls State Park right before sunset, the June heat already unseasonably oppressive even after the sun went down. The single air conditioner struggled to lower the inside temperature, our travel trailer's aluminum sides ineffectively insulated against the dark heat that still hung in the 90s with little chance the temperatures would drop to the 80s by morning. Our nearly 7-year-old grabbed the wheel chocks and helped me put them into place before helping my husband Jeff remove the hitch and lower the front jack. I watched Ethan proudly walk around the camper with the drill in hand, taking sole responsibility for putting down the stabs that would keep our camper steady while we remained parked for the weekend. My family and I woke up to the sun rising over the cypress, oaks, and junipers of Texas Hill Country, right outside of Austin. The day ahead involved escaping the heat at a local water park before taking our daughter and bat-loving little boy into downtown Austin that night to watch the Mexican free-tailed bats fly out from underneath the Congress Avenue Bridge at sunset. That evening, we climbed onto the tour boat on the shores of Lady Bird Lake and sailed around the perimeter, the tour guide highlighting the sights around the lake surrounded by the expanding state capitol. As we floated underneath the Congress Avenue Bridge, each of us looked up into the ironworks to see hundreds of thousands of tiny bodies curled up into nests under the busy city bridge. They were little creatures completely unaware of the hundreds of observers lining both sides of the bridge above them or resting in boats below on the lake, waiting for the approach of dusk. Suddenly one took off, then a dozen, then a swarm of 750,000 hungry, pregnant bats flew off into the night to rid local farms of flying insects. When we landed back on the shore, the lights of the city guided us back to our car so we could return to the quiet of the campground. We walked the kids to the Hyatt Hotel, right on the shores of the lake. They looked around in awe, full of wonder that people actually slept there while on vacation. Jeff stopped with our son in the bathroom on our way out, Ethan chattering away, asking what people do in the hotel and why they would want to stay there when they could just go camping. Well, there are some people who don't like camping, Jeff said. Our son, still standing in front of the previously pristine hotel bathroom urinal, exclaimed, "That's just preposterous." Ethan couldn't understand a world in which people would choose to be surrounded by air-conditioned restaurants, heated pools, access to exercise equipment, a clean bed, and a spacious bathroom. All he knew was a life where his parents towed our hotel room behind us, and his first duty upon arrival was finding the bathroom and the playground. He didn't spend his nights in a new location being told to quietly walk down hallways or avoid stomping on the floor and disturbing the people below. Instead, he and his big sister spent their evenings riding bikes and sitting in front of a campfire. It wasn't that he couldn't be persuaded to appreciate hotel stays. He just didn't understand why he should have to. I laughed as Jeff relayed the story, complete with Ethan's mid-pee exclamation. This was the life we had created for our family, and clearly, my children had no regrets. The next morning, we woke up and hiked across the rocky plain to McKinney Falls, both kids jumping from rock to rock and hopping over puddles and streams of clear water leading to the lower falls, where we saw park visitors jumping into the cool water below. We waded into the water streaming toward the cliff's edge, then returned to the camper so we could check out before the heat became more than we could handle. 4 hours later, we settled back into our air-conditioned Houston home. Just as our little boy stated, we believed that anything else would just be preposterous.